You've been told a lie so deeply woven into your life and you stopped questioning it. The lie is this: pain is bad, pain is weakness, pain means something's wrong. So we run, we numb, we pretend. But what if I told you, pain is not your enemy? What if pain is a door, a test, a message sent by something deeper inside you, begging you to wake up? We were never meant to escape pain. We were meant to listen to it. This isn't about suffering for suffering's sake. This is about understanding the secret that only the broken ever learn. Pain isn't the end. It's the beginning of something much more powerful. Long before we had pills, before comfort became a god, human beings understood pain. They didn't run from it. They worshipped it. They turned it into wisdom. In ancient Greece, the Stoics saw pain as a sacred forge, shaping character like a blade in fire. Epictetus, born into slavery, said we suffer not from events, but from our judgment of them. In Buddhism, pain was the first noble truth. Not something to escape, but something to understand, because through understanding came liberation. In indigenous cultures, boys became men through pain. Initiation rituals forced them to confront death, fear, and suffering, because only through that confrontation could their spirit awaken. These people knew something we've forgotten. They knew that pain wasn't a punishment, it was a portal. Sacred initiation that forces the soul to grow. And now neuroscience is catching up. Struggle rewires the brain. Discomfort creates new neural paths. Pain doesn't just destroy, it rebuilds. The ancients called it initiation. Today we call it transformation. Here, it is the mind trick, the truth they never taught you. Pain in itself is neutral. It's not good or bad, it just is. It's what your mind does with the pain that creates suffering. And here's the trick: when you stop resisting the pain, when you stop trying to fix it, fight it, or bury it, and instead you lean in, you feel it fully, you watch it like a flame flickering in the dark, something changes. The pain doesn't go away, but it transforms. It becomes a teacher, a message, a force that sharpens you. Viktor Frankl discovered this in a Nazi concentration camp, surrounded by death, stripped of freedom and tortured daily. He realized the one thing they couldn't take was his mind. He found meaning in the pain, that's the trick. Not to avoid suffering, but to give it meaning. You're not broken for feeling pain. You're only broken when you believe the pain has no purpose. Think about the heroes you admire. Did they get stronger because life was easy, or because they faced the fire and walked through it? There's a pattern in every great myth, every legend, every spiritual path. The hero must suffer. They must fall, break, and lose everything they thought they were. Only then can they become something new. In Jungian psychology, this descent here's called confronting the shadow, the dark parts of ourselves we refuse to see. It's painful. It feels like death. But it's not death. It's rebirth. The old self must collapse so that the true self can rise. Pain isn't random. It's the gatekeeper. It asks, "Are you ready to change?" Not everyone answers. Not everyone crosses. But those who do, they don't just survive. They become transformed. Here's the twist that most never see coming. The more you run from pain, the bigger it becomes. Avoid it, and it festers. Suppress it, and it takes root in your body. Distract from it, and it will find another way to be heard. You can drink it away, scroll it away, laugh it off, but it's still there, quietly growing. Trauma doesn't vanish when ignored, it burrows. It embeds itself in your nervous system. It becomes anxiety, depression, even illness. Pain is energy, and energy can't be destroyed, only transmuted. Face it, and you reclaim your power. Run from it, and you give it control. The real suffering isn't in the pain, it's in the resistance to it. What if pain isn't a mistake? What if it's intelligence, a built-in guidance system designed to wake you up? That ache in your chest after betrayal, that burning in your gut when you're off course, that tightness in your body when you're lying to yourself, it's not random. It's your soul speaking. Pain is a signal, not of brokenness, but of misalignment. It shows you where you've abandoned yourself, where you've been silent too long, where something inside is crying out for truth. The problem is, we don't listen. We medicate the signal, we mute it. But when we finally stop, Matt, and feel it, we realize it was never here to hurt us. It was here to guide us. The next time you feel that pain, don't run. Ask it. What are you trying to show me? And wait, the answers will come. Not from the mind, but from something deeper. Here's the paradox. The same thing that breaks you can be the thing that builds you. It's not either or, it's both. Pain shatters the illusion, then forces you to rebuild. Stronger, wiser, more real. The progress isn't found in avoiding the fire. It's found by walking through it. Your scars, they aren't shameful. They're proof that you felt it all and chose to grow anyway. That is power, and it's not given, it's earned. So now you know. Pain isn't a curse. It's a compass, a challenge, a sacred whisper from the universe that says, you're not done yet. We came into this life not to be comfortable, but to remember who we are. And sometimes pain is the only thing loud enough to wake us up. Every wound carries a message. Every heartbreak carries a mirror. Every breakdown carries a breakthrough. What if the pain you've been avoiding your whole life was never there to break you, but to reveal you, to peel back everything false and leave only what is real? If you're in pain right now, don't ask, how do I escape this? Ask, what is this trying to make me become? Because on the other side of pain is power, not the power to avoid suffering, but the power to transform it. And once you learn that, nothing can stop you. Not fear, not failure, not even pain. Because now you know the secret. Pain isn't the end, it's the doorway. And the door has been waiting for you all along. What if the thing you've spent your whole life avoiding is the very thing meant to awaken you? We run from pain. We silence it. We numb it. But what if pain isn't a flaw in your life? What if it's the secret doorway to becoming who you were meant to be? Think about it. Every moment that changed you, really changed you, wasn't easy. It was loss, rejection, failure, grief. Moments you didn't ask for, but moments that broke you open. What if pain is not the problem, but the path? Nietzsche once said, "To live is to suffer. To survive is to find meaning in the suffering." But we've forgotten this. In a world chasing comfort and convenience, pain feels like a glitch, an interruption, a mistake. But the ancient world knew better. Mystics, philosophers, warriors, they all knew. Pain is sacred. It tears down the false so the truth can rise. This is not about glorifying suffering. This is about transforming it. There is a mind trick, a shift in perception that turns pain into power, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Long before therapy apps and self-help books, pain was seen as something else entirely. To the Stoics, pain wasn't a curse, it was a gym for the soul. To the Buddhists, pain wasn't a punishment, it was the first noble truth. To the mystics, pain was a sacred fire, a purifier of the ego. But today, we treat pain like a disease, something to sedate, delete, or scroll past. We live in a culture that says if it hurts, avoid it. If you're uncomfortable, escape. If you're suffering, something must be broken. But the ancients saw it differently. They knew that suffering was, I call, not to run but to go deeper. They built temples, not hospitals. They meditated in caves, not cubicles. Because they knew the truth. Pain is the price of awakening. Carl Jung once wrote, "There is no coming to consciousness without pain." Not because life is cruel, but because pain destroys illusion. It strips away everything that isn't real. Your false identity, your borrowed beliefs, your imagined safety. Pain doesn't show you what's wrong with you. It shows you what's not you. Here's the trick. Pain doesn't just hurt, it transforms. When you feel pain, something incredible happens. Your mind gets quiet. Your defenses fall. You become present. And in that stillness, you meet yourself. Most people think pain is just a signal to stop. But deeper pain, the kind that hits your soul, isn't trying to shut you down. It's trying to wake you up. Pain is the mind's last resort when you've ignored every other whisper. It's not a punishment. It's an alarm clock. Neuroscience backs this up. In the face of adversity, the brain rewires itself, reshaping connections, strengthening resilience. It's called neuroplasticity, and it means you are never stuck. You are being rebuilt. Victor Frankl survived the Holocaust and wrote, "Suffering ceases to be suffering the moment it finds a meaning." Because meaning is the alchemy. When you give your pain a purpose, when you stop asking why me and start asking what now, your suffering doesn't break you, it builds you. This is the hidden truth. Pain is not your enemy, it's your evolution in disguise.